How's it going, guys? Today I decided to show you how the diabolic clubstep update is going, because I've changed the level quite a bit, and I thought it would be interesting to show you what it looks like right now. So let's see. Um, yeah, I want to remind you that it's a decoration upgrade and a buff date as well. So in the first part, we can see that this gap is tighter. I made this spike bigger. I moved this spike to the left. Um, this hitbox is fixed now, and this one is too. This is a small spike, as you can see. Uh, this part is harder than in Unnerved Diabolic Club Step. And when it comes to changes, I didn't really do anything to this part. Although I added this decoration, which is just colored fake spikes. I just tried to make this jump look special because it's the first one besides the pink orb timing. So yeah, that's it for this part. This ship, I made this ship tighter. Like in this gap it's actually visible. It's almost one space, and nothing much has been changed here. This part was untouched, and then comes the second cube, which has received some crazy buffs. For example, this subblade, I moved it below. Like, you're forced to actually spam when you go down. In the version I verified, you weren't really supposed to spam here, but now you are. The jump is tighter, yeah. A lot of timings are tighter here, and in the original Satanic Club step, in this part was actually blue warps, and you were supposed to double click, but now you're supposed to make two double clicks, because you have to jump way earlier. Oh my god, my pronunciation sucks right now, but you have to jump very early compared to Stein Club step. And this is actually consistent. You can spam pretty much as fast as you can because it's only for blue orbs, and it's unlikely you're gonna die to this spike. These sublays are bigger, these jumps, all these timings are much harder, and these spikes have fixed hitboxes. This part hasn't been changed much, but it has been optimized. This decoration was originally just squares, but now it's like these platforms double scaled. And after this cube, the maze starts, and Sven Clubstep originally had this GG text in the ship part, but the ship part in Sven Clubstep is by far the hardest part, and the ship in Diabolic Clubstep is not. And I've heard from other people that the maze is one of the hardest parts in the diabolic clubstep, and this is this space is pretty empty, so I decided this would be a pretty good spot for the GG text. So I paid more tribute to Stank Clubstep by adding this text. Don't autosave. Yeah, the maze was buffed, and I added this click as well to make it hard. So yeah, my logotype now. Um, what is that word? It's flickering now. Just look, it's flickering now, and I think it looks pretty fancy. And the wave starts, and it's work in progress right now. As you can see, this the new design, and the pulses are different now because I finally learned to use spawn triggers. I finally made a spawn trigger loop in this part, so it has much fewer triggers, and the wave is significantly tighter in this version. This part is difficulty-wise completely the same because I feel like the player needs a break here, and I think if I buff this part, then I would lose the opportunity to buff the next part because there would be no break after the wave. And this part was also optimized. I replaced square objects with these slopes, these not slopes but platforms, slabs. This design, it was originally pretty messy because of these blocks, these decoration blocks, but I made them less visible now, so I think this part looks a bit better now, and I redecorated this clubstep monster to make it look kind of outstanding. This part is pretty much the same, but it's hard, as well as this cube. I basically buffed every single part, except for this one, and this is where the decoration changes start to become serious. This was in the original diabolic clubstep. I think this one of the worst parts, so it needed changes the most. So as you can see, I made two different types of structures, and I slightly improved the original structure type, but this part is still work in progress. And these star-like objects made out of glow are also work in progress. They're way too bright, and I don't know how to fix it right now. So what the part looks like. And yeah, I add a lot of portals, and the part is now much hotter, and it's also a lot more satisfying to pull off. And I changed the background to these brick structures. Thanks to RealDat for suggesting me this change. This ball is probably finished, but I'm not sure. These structures look more detailed now. These ones do as well. I add some more spikes, saw blades, and slopes. And I'm kind of proud of this part now. Um, yeah, of course, like every other part, it is buffed too, but it's nothing actually serious. Uh, I returned the fixed hitboxes here because this timing is actually free in the version I verified. This ship, I made it tighter, and I got inspired by Xen's ways of buffing levels, which is hiding your icons, and I implemented this buff here, so it looks like this. Um, Let me play this part right now to show you. Yeah, so the player goes invisible. Uh, this background was changed as well, this one, but it's still work in progress. It's kind of dark, and I want to make it a bit brighter, but I don't know how. Um, in this UFO, I made some very huge buffs. The spikes you see are real. Like, these spikes actually kill you now. Let me show you. So, these spikes have hitboxes, so the timings are much higher now. And I added some more fixed hitboxes, although you can see them now. I made the objects. I made the objects pulsar now. They pulse yellow now. So you can see the fixed hitboxes now. And the end of the UFO was buffed significantly, especially the spam. This yellow orb is not a buffer anymore. You actually have to time it now. And I made some improvements to the spike and block design. So the spikes that don't black out are now thicker, and structures have these slopes inside. So yeah, it's also buffed. Like everything this level is buffed now. The ship has been buffed significantly, although it was probably one of the hardest parts in the version I verified, even after I nerfed it. I still decided to buff it. Yeah, so that's it, and then comes the second job. The second job has been buffed a significant amount. Um, Not only is this wave tighter, but it also has blue orbs to hit, and you can't actually skip them because of these portals and blue paths. I really hope that not hitting these blue orbs is hard. Like, the reason why I'm worried about this is this UFO, where this blue pad was supposed to prevent escape, prevent you from like surviving after touching the yellow portal. But I've seen a lot of people actually touching the yellow portal, so I fixed the skip. Now there's zero chance that you survive after touching the yellow orb. And in this part, I could actually um, add some buttons and put them inside the blue orbs, but that would cost me more objects. And I'm personally more of a fan of this kind of fixing these um, skips. I like this way of fixing the skips more. And this way it does get consistent. The ship is pretty much the same as in Under Diabolic clubstep, difficulty wise, but um, Declan suggests me to add some invisible objects, and I felt like this is the right part for this change. So yeah, this is much harder than in the verified version. In the verified version, this ship is actually free. Um, this cube has been buffed, and I made the stripes kind of thicker by adding glow, so it looks better now. This ship has been significantly improved, I believe. This was one of the worst parts as well because of the subblades. Now this actually looks pretty decent. Um, I'm not sure how to improve this wall part. It probably doesn't even require any changes, but we'll see. This UFO was significantly buffed. Now you have to literally slam your spacebar at the end. The spam is actually intense now. It's probably impossible without spacebar now. This jump is much harder, and the last 20% was significantly nerfed, but I buffed it back here. Um, the spike, I brought it back here, and this gap is actually tight again, but the click pattern is good now. This click pattern is different from another diabolic clubstep, but well, in another diabolic clubstep, it was a terrible click pattern, so I had to change it. Um, and in this wave, I added these objects. I got inspired by inerts, and this is work in progress for now. So this wave is significantly tighter. This gap is almost half space now. It's almost as tight as it was in Satan Club Step. Uh, yeah, these gaps, I kind of changed the click patterns here. Not really click patterns, but I changed the placements of the hazardous objects to make this part hard but fair at the same time. Uh, in this part, um, this slope is not solid, so you have a lot of space for release here. So this is the space you have. Yeah, the end of the wave is buffed. This is consistent. This part has been optimized the same way as the two other parts I mentioned. This is work in progress too. I decided to add these Electroman Adventures objects, Electroman Adventures blocks. I think they kind of work here, but it's just one decorated structure, so we'll see. This cube was buffed as well, but it has the same click pattern as the verified version, so it's consistent. The CFO has been buffed. I added these spikes, and now you have to actually time. Um, you have to time um, avoiding the yellow portal. And the last ship is much harder in this version. It's even harder than in Unnerved Diabolic clubstep. I think this is tighter than one space. Yeah, this is 1.25 scale, and this is 1.15. This space is tighter as well. So yeah, 1.10, 1.15. 94% is not much hard, no. It's easier than in a nerve diabolic club step, but the rest is significantly harder. The subblade is actually huge now, 1.20 scale. And this one is too, 1.15. This is actually timing now. And at the end, I got inspired by Benji's Satanic Club Step remake, had these, uh, which had yellow orbs in this part replaced with pink orbs. But for more complexity, I decided to only replace two yellow orbs with pink ones. So we have to time every single. You have to time all the clicks differently here, and the end wasn't significantly buffed. Um, the last ship, I haven't changed it much. The only thing I did was removing a background made out of pulsing spikes that were barely visible, and they costed 200 objects. And I also made these brick pillars brighter so you can actually see them now. So this is all I have to show for now. Um, I have over 2,000 objects to use, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching.